There's a lot of people asking this kind of a question, so I'm just going to compress it into one response. My advice for aspiring artists is essentially don't overcomplicate things and don't really aspire to be an artist. Just go be an artist. You don't have to aspire to be a person, or if you go eat food, you don't have to aspire to eat food. So just you don't have to aspire to be an artist if you just make a piece of art. And art is subjective. Some people will say stupid shit like, "Oh, that song doesn't sound like music, it just sounds like sounds." Well, that's what music is. It's just sounds. You define what art is for yourself. So my advice to aspiring artists is to not allow yourself to be boxed into definitions and aspirations and dreams. Just pick up a pencil or a microphone and do some shit. That's my advice. Some of these questions are phrased as absolutes, so this isn't necessarily the absolute hardest thing that I have had to go through, but it's one of them, just to answer the question. I've always identified as someone who had depression and anxiety. I'm an intellectual person, so I seek to define the things I was feeling when I was very young. And when I went to a psychologist and psychiatrist, they prescribed me things for that and affirmed those definitions. So I think one of the hardest things in life was, as I got older, realizing that I'm not a person with depression and anxiety. I just can feel depressed or anxious sometimes. And that might not be the case for everyone out there. I don't want to speak for everyone, but that was one of the hardest things for me, is redefining my view of myself and the issues that I have had. So, yeah. Now, I would assume with this question that you're not talking about like a family member that has passed or something, because if that's the case, I mean, the answer is just to keep living your life and move on from that. This seems like it's phrased in a way where it's about a relationship or something like that. So if that's the case, I'll answer it in that way. If the person you love isn't in your life, but you want them back, and you can't have them back because you guys have broke up, then you gotta move on. You gotta go to the gym, learn how to cook some nice food, learn a new skill, ride a bike. I don't know. Like, what do you do if the person you love is in your life? Just nothing. You can't do anything. You gotta move on. Don't be a simp. Well, this is an interesting one. How much have you felt like you've grown emotionally since the start of Lil Darkie? Quite a bit. I feel like I'm a completely different person than when I started making Lil Darkie. I deal with different things day to day, different struggles. I'm sober, so I don't struggle with like waking up and having to like do drugs every second of the day and like coughing my lungs up and shit. I'm different, I don't know, better or worse. I'm not the judge of that, but I'm different. And I'm thankful for the journey of doing the Lil Darkie project, and it's awesome. You're getting to meet so many awesome people and travel across the world and perform art for them. It's been life-changing. I'm very thankful for that. So, thank you all. Thank you all. Motivation. This is a big thing that I think should get addressed. I don't feel motivated to do shit a lot of the time. I just go and do it because I know I have to do it. That's something I think that a lot of people neglect to realize nowadays. People are like, "Oh, how do you have the motivation?" I don't have the motivation. I don't even want to get up out of bed. I don't want to go do this. I don't want to go do that. It doesn't matter if you don't want to do it. There's lots of stuff in life that has to get done. You have to walk around or your legs will stop working. You have to nourish your brain and read something. You have to. If you don't, you suck. That's your motivation. Just not sucking. Just go do it. Doesn't matter if it feels good. It'll feel good after, trust me. Just go do stuff. This one is kind of in line with the last one, so that's why I'm putting it here. How are you so creative? I feel like whenever I try to be creative, my mind is just empty space. So when you were a baby and you were learning how to walk, nobody had to ask you to do that, most likely. You just started to hold on to furniture and pull yourself up and stumble around and copy what you saw bigger people doing. So if you're struggling to be creative, that means that you haven't even gotten your little baby legs moving with the creation process. So you gotta hoist yourself up. And how do you do that? You copy art that you like. Just straight up copy shit. And then you'll slowly get better and better at the motor skills required to create things from nothing. So yeah, just practice, 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 and you'll get better. And that's with everything in life. Yeah. How did you learn to not care what other people think? Now, I care what other people think, but to a healthy extent, you know, like I care what like my mom thinks or like my partner thinks and stuff like that. But I don't care what generally what people think, especially when it comes to negative, silly opinions, because I'm educated enough to realize that most people are dumbasses. And they just say things that they think that they're supposed to say. They just parrot things that they've heard and that they think they're supposed to say. It doesn't really matter what people think. At the end of the day, you can just do what you want, as long as you know that what you're doing is helping people and it's not hurting anybody. And you know, there's no need to just entertain or listen to what every person thinks, because you're never going to meet every person, and life is way too big to do that. That would be really complicated and crazy. So yeah. Wow. Look right there. She is so beautiful. Yeah, yeah. My favorite Ghibli movie is this one, Princess Mononoke. If you haven't seen this movie, please watch it. Screenshot this or like save it for later or something. Please go watch this movie. It is an incredible work of art. It is all hand-drawn. The music is incredible. The story is incredible. Watch it in subbed or dubbed. Both are good. Whatever you prefer. Please go watch this movie. I'm begging you. It is really fire. I like it because it has some environmental lessons and some lessons about humanity and the progression of technology and stuff. But yeah, go watch this movie. If you haven't seen this movie, I am begging you. Then why would I tell you this? Why would I tell you that? Why would I tell you this? This would spoil the whole surprise. It would spoil everything if I told you this. Later. Alright, y'all, there's a lot more questions. I can't answer all of this. I gotta, like, go, work out and, like, eat food and, like, start the day and go draw something and, like, make some music and just, like, do every single thing that I have to do today. But I may do more of these, later on, so keep your eye out. And I'll try to answer different questions next time. Appreciate you. Have a good day. Do your best. Stay educated. Stay informed. Stay involved. Keep practicing whatever it is that you want to do. And I love you guys. Have a great day. Namaste.